Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com. This is the chart for the full moon, 9th of July. It's set for London, but is applying, of course, worldwide. The time zone will change wherever you are. It's an incredibly powerful full moon. I often say this, but this one really is a humdinger. The reason being that here's the sun, here in Cancer. Look at the gold sector. Aligned with Mars, which has just moved past the sun, and it's opposite the moon. Full moon is always opposite the sun in Capricorn, right next to Pluto. Now Pluto is the god of the underworld. Pluto is the unconscious. Pluto is something that we're not born and knowing what Pluto is all about. It tends to be apparent in midlife crisis. So it's something that lurks there, it's buried power, basically. Now, the sun is about consciousness, and a full moon is when we do see the light. It's the time to celebrate, go out, because the light is there at night. But this is complex. This is full of intrigue and mystery and taboos and hidden stuff, because that's what Pluto is all about. It's about power. And Mars is the warrior energy. It's about action. But Mars is weak in the sign of Cancer. Mars in Cancer wants to care for people, as does the sun in Cancer, governed by the moon. And if you notice the red lines, which are always, strident opposition, there's the opposition going, and it's forming what we call a T-square. It's at an axis with Jupiter. Now Jupiter is all about faith, optimism, hope, justice. And in Libra it's about diplomacy. It is truly the scales of justice are Libra. And as I speak, what is happening in the world, which is always a reflection of what the astrology is saying, is there are huge discussions going on about the Paris Agreement, the United Nations, all things of deep significance. The nation's psyche, in the UK, our psyche, has been severely affected by what's been happening. We've had horrendous attacks, the terrorist attack in Manchester, another in Borough Market, another attack going on in Finsbury Park, and then the truly appalling fire, the Grenfell Tower fire. Now the terrorist attacks are something that we can't predict. They create fear, of course, for people. That's the whole purpose of them. But the fire, Grenfell Tower fire, was avoidable. And it's a trauma, massive trauma for all those involved. May they be the firefighters, those in the hospitals, people who lived there, of course, and the neighbours. So there's something there, and it's so significant because there it is, this tower, blackened. You can't miss it. You can't avoid it. So there's something wrong in the kingdom, and it needs healing, and it needs looking at. In the news, we've had horrendous stories, and they say horrendous, the wrong word, the poignant story of the little baby called Charlie Gard, a little baby born with a awful disease, and it's all about life or death. Now this is the realm of Pluto, very much life, death, but also transformation and change. Now when I talk about change, I look at the planet Uranus. Uranus is the unexpected, and it's travelling at the moment, it won't move till next year, through the sign of Aries. And if you notice underneath that very strong T-square of action, difficulties, highly stressful, we have a grand trine, and it's in the fire signs. Saturn the old, Uranus the new, are combining, and they continue to do that through this year with the North Node. So something karmic is going on underneath the surface. There is also at this time the Sun is making a very good aspect. It's passing, but it's been there to Neptune. In water signs, emotion, feeling, sensitive. And Chiron now, the wounded healer archetype, right at the top of this chart in Pisces, is now retrograde, going backwards, completing its journey. When a planet goes backwards, it's reviewing, going over something before. You might have, if you're very strongly connected to the signs of Pisces or the 12th house in your chart, you might be feeling a great sense of grief at this time, a great sense of loss, because you're the natural empaths. So when you feel emotion, tears come for people that you've never met and maybe never will meet in the world, that's true compassion. The stress, I have to emphasize this, of Mars opposite Pluto. Now, character is formed when we get oppositions and T-squares. In other words, there's planets involved fighting each other. We get power struggles. Pluto and Mars together are endurance. They form strength. Mars is about courage and Pluto's about survival. Now I watched a TV yesterday. I watched the tennis match of Andy Murray, who's a hero now in the UK, and he was losing and he didn't give up. And I was really stirred to be involved in watching how this man came back, which looked like he would lose the set. Now, tennis lovers would understand what I'm saying. If you don't understand tennis, don't worry. It's his attitude, his character came through. He did not give up for one moment. He fought back and he won the match. And to me, that's what this full moon is saying. Don't give up. Please don't give up. Keep going and be guided by spirit. Spirit is what is known in astrology as Neptune, it's Pisces, it's Chiron, and also Uranus, which is the unpredictable but also can be genius. How life can turn so suddenly, and my own life turned dramatically once upon a time, literally on the toss of a coin. I stayed in a conference. I was in Hawaii on a healing journey, and I stayed for another seminar on the toss of a coin. It was life-changing. So I do come from a place of authority. Risk-taking is Uranus, but at the moment it's also very strongly connected with the grounded energy that Saturn provides. And I want you to understand that. Hopefully I've explained it. There's also at this time a minor aspect, but minor can be also very relevant. Venus is in Gemini. Here she is, Venus. It is a she in my world. And it's making a very good connection to Mercury. Now Mercury is the messenger. Venus is the lover. Mercury is in Leo, the sign of the heart. Courage, lion heart. Think of Leo, the lion. Venus in Gemini, curious, adaptable, looking for new ideas, new inspiration. And so therefore, listen. What comes through your mailbox each day? Today, I had a wonderful email from Caroline Miss, wonderful author, teacher, and I read it. It was very lengthy, but it was all about your sacred contract. And I advertised it, passed it onto Facebook. And sacred contract is part of, I believe, all of us, our purpose in life. It's not easy. And this is what she explains with her amazing sardonic humour. I have witnessed her now live. It's on my bucket list was to meet her in that way. And she loves conversation with people, feedback. That's very Gemini, that quality. To listen to what people are saying to you, groups are saying. What is the news saying to you? We can't ignore the news. Gemini is to do with Mercury, the news. but it's also noticing what's the feeling underneath the news that you read each day. What's really going on? And this is, I believe, the role of myself and many others, astrologers, to be your interpreter. And take courage. It's my message to you today. Take courage in Mars, in its wisdom of giving comfort and caring for others. That's Cancer. It cares. And the moon in Capricorn is incredibly grounded and practical. It's also, my final note, a very scorpionic full moon. I'm running a workshop next week called Healing Your Birth Story, and the people coming all have that theme of Pluto or Scorpio. So notice around you, where is Pluto in your birth chart? Where is Scorpio in your birth chart? Because these are being activated at this full moon. Notice it. And if you don't know your birth chart, please email me at healingstars.com, Pam at healingstars.com, and I'll easily give you a free birth chart. It might be my pleasure. That's it for today. Be aware of the healing involved with this sensitive but also incredibly powerful full moon. Thank you for listening. Pam Carruthers of healingstars.com.